They have these cool ships like that. I guess it's the drop ship. It's the shuttle that goes from the orbiting space station down, and it has these cool vertical takeoff landing. But it didn't look right. Like, it really didn't look right.
Yeah, it looks tippy. Holy cow, unsafe.
Holy cow! Yeah, they should have been like blasted from the jet wash. It looked like it didn't look right. Like, it looked like it should have tipped forward. I guess tipped to the right, like nosedived.
Yeah, it looks like there's a whole lot of mass right here.
Mm.
And then the engines are aft. And
It's
so
not necessarily about. I mean, it looks like it's mass, but I'm also like kind of assuming uniform density. But that's not necessarily true, right? I guess the front part could all be like passengers, and then their back part is like the engines and fuel and whatever.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right. But I think for aircraft, right, the places where the mass is and the places where the volume is aren't always the same. So it can look all funkified because, this could be really, really empty, right?
Can we do some limiting cases?
Okay.
Like, so for the shuttle to land and then for it to be stable on front wheel and the back two wheels, the center of mass has to be somewhere forward of the aft wheels. So if for the aft wheels, can you point them on your?
So you're talking about this like landing undercarriage right here?
Exactly. If there's more center of mass to the left of it, to the aft of the ship,
Yeah.
then whenever it lands, it's just going to tip backwards.
Tip back. Yeah.
So the center of mass has to be somewhere forward of those rear wheels.
Right.
When it's landed.
When it's landed, yeah. So that's anywhere from the very rear wheel to forward, so that when it lands, the center of mass torques it forward and it's nice and level.
Right.
Okay.
Like a tripod instead of like tipping over, right? You got to have the center mass in the middle or somewhere forward. And then when it's in the air, their center mass has to be, I guess, at least it could be as forward as the forward jets.
Right. It can't go further forward than the forward jets. Otherwise, you're going to get torques that rotate
a forward
it.
torque. You just nosedive just immediately, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to balance it out.
So if I were to reiterate that, so if the center of gravity is behind the forward engine and in front of the backward engine, then you can balance the torque so it flies level.
Right. So we have to have both of these conditions at the same time. The center mass needs to be forward of the rear wheels, and it needs to be aft of the forward jet, forward engine thing.
So if we let this thing fly, it looks funky, but if we assume that this is a light area and this is heavy, and the center of mass is somewhere in front of the last wheel of the undercarriage, and it's in between, also behind this one, then I think it's okay.
I think it could be okay. It's really just there's like little wiggle room for your cargoes. Your cargo is going to be exactly right. Not too light, not too little. No, not too light, not too much. Otherwise, your ship's going to be unbalanced.
That's right. I saw this horrible crash in Afghanistan of this 747, and the specialized person who's supposed to like load the plane so that it's all balanced screwed up, and apparently it tipped, and then So I think there's probably a specialized person attached to this ship to be like, we have to move the cargo and
secure
people
things,
around.
balance things, and
Right. That's right.
Still doesn't look right.
Still looks weird. Very cool.
Super cool though. Looks super cool.
Super cool.